wherever he wants it. Hello, welcome to our live yoga video, family yoga again. Hope you're having as good of a day as you can. Let's try to make it a little better with some little bit of exercise, a little bit of together time. And please let me know if you can't hear me, if my mic is accidentally off. I would love to see that in the comments. So we're gonna get going. All right, so take a seat on the mats. Bend your knees and bring your legs in a little bit. Then let your knees flop open to the side. Oh, I'm so tight today. Then bring in your heels a little bit and bring the soles of your feet together. Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So you can bind actually your feet with your hands at your toes or around your ankle. Try to let your knees really relax down. Don't push them, but just let them be relaxed. And they will naturally go down a little bit more with each breath. So let's breathe in through our nose and breathe out through your mouth. Let's do that again. In through your nose, sigh it out of your mouth. In through your nose, out of your mouth. All right, now let's just breathe in and out through our noses if we can. If you want, now we've been sitting here for a few seconds, you can walk your hands forward a little. Feel that stretch a little deeper into your inner thighs. Oh, that's good. All right, walk your hands back. Now this time you're just going to straighten your legs out in the direction they already are. So the bottoms of your legs just straighten out. You're in a nice little straddle pose. You can move forward a little bit if you want. Just kind of hang out here and breathe for a minute. In through your nose, out through your nose or your mouth like I just did. In through your nose, let it out. In through your nose, let it out. If you want, you can walk your hands forward just a little bit. Just breathe into those inner thighs. Stretch come naturally, don't push it. Your breath is what takes you deeper. All right, you can walk your hands back up a little bit. This time turn to your right leg and reach out over your right leg and just try to come down a little bit if you can. You don't have to come all the way down. Just try to get a nice side stretch here. Walk your hands back up. Now go to the left. Walk them down over your left leg. Try to keep both hips on the ground if you can. Your side body. Walk that back up to center. It's starting to get a little warm here, so I am going to switch what I'm doing. Now, crisscross applesauce your legs. Crisscross applesauce, so one leg comes in, heel right at the midline of your body, other one comes under that knee and do some shoulder rolls. Roll your shoulders back a little bit. Then roll them forward, roll them back, and roll them forward. Now put your hands out in front of you on the mat, lean forward and come out into a tabletop position, our favorite. We love tabletop. All right, I'm going to show you from the side again. You guys know the deal now. Start in neutral. as if you could have a ruler on top of your back all the way from the top of your head to the bottom of your sits bones. Then on your inhale, you're going to let your belly drop and your shoulders and your hips rise. On your exhale, your belly rises to the sky, your shoulders and your hips drop down. Inhale, cow, belly drops. Exhale for cat, belly rises. Inhale, cow, belly drops. Exhale, cat, belly rises. Inhale, cow, drop that belly. Exhale, cat, bring it up. Spine to neutral. I'm going to turn to the front so you can see what we're doing next. Stay in neutral spine, and on your inhale, you're going to keep your right knee bent, but you're going to lift it straight out to the side so it's parallel to the mat, keeping that bent knee. So you got like a stag position on the side. Okay, bring it back in. Bring it back up. Right leg down, then bent right knee up. Down, then up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring it up. One more. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. And neutral. Okay, here, let's drop our bellies. Inhale and cow. Bring the bellies up. Exhale into cat. Inhale, drop your belly for cow. Exhale, belly rises for cat. Inhale, drop the belly, cow. Exhale, belly rises for cat. Neutral spine. Let's do the other side. So, shifting your weight onto your right side, you bring your bent left leg out to the side so it's parallel to the mat. Then exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lift it out and up. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, left leg out and up. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, out and up. Inhale in. Exhale, out and up. Inhale in. Exhale, out and up. Inhale in. Exhale, out. Inhale in. 3 more. Exhale, out. Inhale. Exhale, out. Inhale it in. Last one. Exhale it out and up. Inhale it in. Come to neutral spine. Great. From here, sit back onto your heels, child's pose. Arms stretched out in front of you. Breathe here, relax your head down onto the mat. Try to melt those shoulders down onto the floor. Let everything go. Let your butt be heavy on your heels. Next inhale brings you back to tabletop. From tabletop, tuck your toes under. Make sure your knees are about hips width distance apart. Hover your knees up off the ground and then push your hips up and back into your first down dog. Yay, down dogs, feels so good. Here you can walk out your dog. That means bending one knee and then the other. I'm going to show you from the side. You bend one knee and then the other so that your hamstrings, each one of them can get a nice little stretch one at a time. Yeah, so good. Keep that weight up and back, Ambrose. Keep your hips lifted up and back. There you go. Even when you're walking your dog, keep your hips lifted. All right. Let your heels come to neutral. They can be rested on the floor. They can be hovering off the ground, wherever is comfortable for you. Your knees can be a little bent. Just try to get those hips up and back and get the spine to be nice and long. All right, from here, shift your weight forward to plank, top of a push-up. Hold it. Inhale here. Exhale back to down dog. From your down dog, turn out your feet a little bit so they're facing the top corners of your mats. So your right foot is facing the top right, your left foot is facing the top left. They're just turned out a little bit, like 45 degrees. From here, bend your knees and sit your butt down in between your heels. So you're like a frog. So it's like downward dog, but you've got frog legs. So I call it downward frog. All right, then push your hips back up. Point your toes back forward to straight into down dog. Shift your weight forward over your hands. You're in a nice tall plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, bring it back to down dog. Turn your feet out a little bit again, 45 degrees. Lift your heels, bend your knees, and sit your butt back in between your heels. Downward frog. So your butt is lifted. It's not coming all the way down to the mat, but it's like a down dog with bent knees. All right, come back up to down dog. Shift forward to plank. One more. Butt comes up and back to down dog. Turn your feet out. Bend your knees. Heels come up off the mat. Butt goes down. Downward frog. Push it back up. Come to down dog. Come back down to tabletop. Sit. Untuck your toes. Sit your heels, your butt onto your heels, and come in a child's pose. All the way down to the mat. I know, that was a good warm-up, so that's why we get this relaxing pose in.
No, because my arms were hurting.
Oh, your arms were hurting? All right, come back up to the tabletop. Push back up into down dog, so tucking your toes under, heels up and back. And then walk forward, bringing your feet in between your hands at the top of the mat, so you're in a forward fold. From here, slowly roll your spine up, all the way to standing. Head is the last thing to lift. Good job. All right. I want to make sure everybody can hear me. Nobody has said they can't hear me, so I'm guessing you can all hear me. Okay. All right, let's move through a nice sun A. All right, so stand in Tadasana with your feet hips width distance, hands at your side, palms facing forward. On your inhale, bring your hands over your head. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Let your head drop. Let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Look forward a little bit. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale here. And then on your next inhale, step your right leg back to the back of the mat, then your left leg back, so you're in a nice high plank. You can now lower your knees if you want. Oh, shit. Oops, sorry for that bad language. Crap. My phone just fell because the wind blew it over. Sorry, everybody. That was not good. All right. Please do not fall again. I'm going to put some things on it. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, we're going to go back to, we were in plank. So from plank, sorry if you're holding it, come all the way down to the mat. Your head is on the mat. Your hands are by your sides, right under your shoulders. You start to peel your head, neck, and shoulders up off the floor, pushing the tops of your feet into the mat for a nice Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Exhale here, bring it down. Inhale, bring it up one more time. Head, neck, and shoulders peel up off the ground. Feet push into the mat behind you. Exhale, let it go. Last time. Inhale, head, neck, and shoulders come up. Push those feet into the mat. Lift a little higher if you can. Exhale, let it go down to the mat. Come back to tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, lift your knees, and then push your hips up and back into down dog. Then from down dog, walk your feet forward in between your hands so you're in a forward fold. Just hang there. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale, all the way up to standing. Hands come over your head. Bring your hands down to heart center, Samasthiti. Let's do that one more time. A little arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale here. Plant your palms. Exhale, step back to plank. From plank, lower your knees and then lower all the way to the ground. Inhale, peel your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, come through tabletop. Exhale, hover your knees, tuck your toes, shift your hips up and back, come to down dog. Inhale here. Exhale, step forward in between your hands for a forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Hands overhead. Then hands come to heart center, Samasthiti. Good job, Ambrose. Let's do Sunday one more time. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, forward fold over those legs. Inhale, elongate your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale here, plant your palms. Step your feet back to a push-up, top of a push-up plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Inhale, peel your head, neck, and shoulders up. Exhale, lower it to the mat. Inhale, push back through tabletop. Exhale, tuck your toes under, hover your knees up, and then shift your hips up and back into down dog. Good job. All right, staying here in down dog. Nice big breath in, big breath out. Step forward to the top of your mat, in between your hands for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up to standing. Samasthiti. Hands come to heart center. Let's move on to Sun B now. All right, so we're going to inhale, sit your butts back. Pose. So your butts sit back, your weight is in your heels. You're sitting down like you're in a chair, but there's no chair there. Are you guys sitting in a chair pose? Keone, I don't see you sitting in a chair pose. Sit in chair pose, please. All right, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Put your heels back to the back of the mat. You're at the top of a push-up for plank pose. Now you can either stay in plank or you can lower your knees. And then in whichever version you're taking, you start to bend at your elbows, keeping your arms close to your chest, and then come all the way to the mat. Inhale, peel your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, come up to tabletop. Exhale, hover your knees. Then push your hips up and back for down dog. I'm going to turn back to the front now. All right, we're in down dog. Lift your right leg up behind you. Then on your next breath in, bring your knee to your nose, your right knee to your nose, and then step it through in between your hands. So you're in a low lunge. From your low lunge, lower your left knee to the mat. Untuck the left toe. Bring your knees, your hands to your right knee on top of it. But you can stay right here if this is a good balance for you, or you can bring your hands to your hips. Do you want to bring your hands to your hips? You can bring your hands to your hips, or you can bring your arms overhead if that feels good for you. Can you guys bring your arms overhead? Okay, from here, you're going to start to twist your upper body only to the right, and you're going to let your arms come out to a T for a nice twisted Anjaneyasana. You should feel a nice stretch through your psoas, a nice twist in your spine. Now if you want, stay right here, but you can take it a little deeper by trying to kick your left foot into your butt cheek and then grabbing your left foot with your right hand. That'll really give you the chance to stretch out the front of your thigh, the quadricep. If you're grabbing onto that back foot, let it go. Good job. And then untwist yourself. Come back to center. Arms come overhead. You did it. Good. Very nice. That is great. Okay, so arms overhead. You're in Anjaneyasana. Tuck your back toe, your left toe. Tuck your left toes under. Then start to lift your left knee up off the mat. So you're in a nice long lunge with your back knee lifted. Just crescent pose. Okay. From crescent pose, let your arms come out to a T to the left and turn your hips to the left. Your back toe is facing the left wall. And now you're in Warrior Two. From Warrior Two, turn your right toes in to the left. Right toes to the left. So now all of your toes are facing that way. So, and actually make them face 45 degrees out, like when we were in Froggy. So they're just, your right toes are pointed out 45 degrees, your left toes are pointed out 45 degrees to the corners of your mat or the corners of the room. And sit your butt down into a nice squat. Okay? You can bring your hands to heart center here.
Can you do the?
Can you? Good job. Hold your squat. This is temple or goddess pose. And Keone, you're not really squatting. You got to squat down. You got to sit your butt back. Sit your butt back and down. All right, straighten your legs. Straighten your legs. Come back up. Turn all toes facing forward. All 10 toes are all facing the left in front of you. Arms come out to your side. Then you bend at your hips and you hinge forward, folding all the way over. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide leg forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. All right, you're in this wide leg forward fold. Try to keep your weight shifted forward. And if you can, bring your left hand to the middle of the mat, like about in front of where the line of your feet are. Push that left hand into the mat. Raise your right arm to the sky and twist open to the right. Try to keep your hips neutral. Don't bring your hips to the right too. You know, try to keep them all facing the same direction and not getting all funky. All right, from here, bring your right arm down, but when you bring it down, bring that right hand to your right ankle. Then bring your left hand to your left ankle and try to pull your face in, to your right ankle, and try to pull your face into your right leg. Let go of your ankle, come back to the center. You're still folded over. This time, push your right hand into the mat, in the middle of the mat, in between your legs. Lift your left arm to the sky and open up to the left. Twisting to the side, twisting from your torso only, keeping those hips neutral. Bring your left arm down and bring that left hand to grab your left ankle. Then bring your right hand to grab your left ankle and pull your face in towards your left knee. Bring that back to center and breathe. Push your hands into the mat to give your spine some length so you can straighten your back out. Then when you've found your flat back, bring your hands to your hips and then bring your torso all the way up to standing. So you're in your wide leg stance. From here, turn your right toes back to the room and bend your right knee, come back to warrior two. Then pivot onto the ball of your left foot so your hips face forward, arms come overhead, you come back into crescent pose. From crescent, push off of your back foot and bring it next to your right so you're in standing. So you're in standing pose. You're going to shift all of your weight into your left foot. So you're going to stand on your left leg. You're going to pick your right leg, bend your right knee and pick your right leg up, clasping in front of your knee. So your bent knee coming in towards your chest. Now this is a really good balance pose, so just hold here and see if you can balance on that left leg. Just holding this. Just holding your kneecap, staying in this space, finding your drishti, finding that point to gaze at in front of you where you can just hold this. If you want to go a little deeper, if you found that balance and you're like, hey, I want to try something fun, you can take your first two fingers, grab them around your right toe, and straighten your right leg out to the front. If this is really fun and you want to have even more fun, you can open your right leg out to the right. Now you guys can just stay with your knees bent and holding that in. That's enough. You don't have to try this. This is just if people want to play around and have some more fun. All right. Whoop. See, even mommy messes up. But that's not what this is about. Yoga is progress, not perfection. Okay, bring it back to center. Bend that knee in. Let it go. Arms come overhead. Fold over your legs. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, let it go. Fold back over. Inhale here, plant your palms. Step back to the back of the mat. You're in the top of a push-up plank pose. You can lower your knees or stay here, but either way, start bending your elbows and bringing your body all the way to the mat. Inhale, cobra pose. Put your head, neck, and shoulders off the floor. Tops of your feet push into the mat. Exhale, lower everything to the mat. Inhale here, exhale, come through your tabletop. Then tuck your toes under, hover your knees, and push your hips up and back to down dog. Now we're gonna do the other side. Lift your left leg up and back behind you. Hold it.
Huh? Like this?
Left, honey. You lift your left leg.
I can't see any.
All right. Step it through in between your hands. Step it through in between your hands, your left foot. Okay. Lower your right knee to the mat and untuck those right toes. Now you can come up by bringing your hands on top of your left knee if you want, or you can bring your hands to your hips, or if you found that balance, you can bring your hands overhead.
Never mind.
Now start twisting your torso only to the left side of the room, and then you can tee your arms out to the side. If you want that quadricep stretch on this side like you did before, you try to kick your butt with your right foot, and then with your left hand you reach back and grab the top of your left foot. And you can pull it in close to your butt cheek so you're getting a nice side stretch. I think I'll turn to the side so I could show them. So you're in this twist, you kick in and you try to grab your foot and pull it towards your butt. All right, if you've got that pulled in, let it go. Untwist your body, come back to center. Arms come overhead. Tuck your right toes under and start to lift that right knee up off the mat. So you're in crescent pose. Crescent pose.
Yeah?
Yeah? You're on the ball of your right foot. Now you spin your right heel onto the mat. Your hips come open to the right side. Arms come out to a T for warrior two. Warrior two. So good here. Breathe. All right, straighten that left leg and turn your toes so all of your toes are facing 45 degrees outward. So your left are facing towards the top left of the room or left of your mat, and right toes are facing towards the right of your mat. From here, sit back into that nice squat temple pose and hold it here. Just breathe in and breathe out. All right, straighten your legs. All 10 toes turn to face the front of the room where you're looking at now, which is actually your right. But anyway, all facing that way. Arms come out to the side, keeping these legs straight. Hinge forward at your hips and drape yourself over your legs. Coming out in front, keeping the weight shifted forward. You can place your hands down on the mat, or you can pull the backs of your ankles. Whatever works for you. All right, from here, plant your palms back into the mat again and make sure your right palm is kind of in the center, right under your face. You peel your left arm open side and your chest comes with it. So you get a nice twist to the left side. All right, release your left hand down, and when it comes down, it grabs your left ankle, and you bring your right hand to grab your left ankle, and you try to pull your head in towards your knee or your shin. Bring everything to center. We're going to do the other side. So your left hand comes right under your face, pushing into the mat. Your right arm lifts to the sky, and you twist your chest to the right. You try to keep your hips pretty even. Bring your right arm down. Grab your right ankle with your right arm. Bring your left hand to your right ankle and pull yourself in towards your left leg.
More minutes. I'm counting.
I know. All right, come back through center. Now push both hands into the mat so you get a nice long flat spine here. Found that flat spine, you can bring your hands to your hips and then with a straight back, lift yourself all the way up to standing. Turn your left toes back to the front of the room. Bend your left knee. Warrior two, arms come out to the side. Good job. Pivot onto the ball of your right foot so your hips shift forward, arms come overhead for crescent pose.
Oh my gosh.
Crescent, do a nice little push off your back foot and bring it up to meet your left foot so you're standing. Now we're going to do that balance pose on this side that we did on the others. And remember, you can stay in the beginning part of the pose. You don't need to take it any further. So lift your left, start to bend at your left knee, bring your left knee into your chest and hold it around your kneecap. You know, all 10 fingers can be clasped here and you can just hold this here. This is a really nice balance. If you want to have a little fun, you take your peace fingers on your left hand and you grab your toe, your left toe, and you extend your left leg straight out in front of you. Then you can extend it to the side if you want. Ooh. All right, bring it back into center, bend your knee back in, hold around your kneecap, set it down, arms come overhead, exhale, forward fold, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, forward fold, inhale, arms come up to center, and
20 minutes. I mean, it's been 20 minutes.
how do you know how long it's been? Okay. All right, we're gonna sit down on our mats. Just come to sitting. You're in a nice kneeling position. You've got some space, some distance between your knees, okay? You're just going to pick up your right foot and put it out on the side of the mat. So it's straight out beside you. And the sole of your foot onto the ground. Straighten that right leg. Straighten that right leg out to the side, but you're sitting up. Sit up on your knee. You're kneeling. Okay. Arms come overhead. Now bring your right arm down onto your thigh or your right shin and stretch your left arm up and over to the right. If you want a little more, you can bring your right arm up to join it. This is gate pose. All right, open that up, tee out your arms. Now lift your right arm to the sky, bring your left arm down, and if you want, just bring your right arm up and over to the left for a nice little banana stretch this way.
What?
It's a banana stretch. You love your banana stretches. I'm trying to give you some banana stretches.
I like banana sweats when they're on the floor.
And you can bring that left arm to meet it if you want, if you did that on the other side. That's just some extra core work. All right, bring it back to center. Come back to kneeling. From kneeling, we're just going to give you this nice little camel pose. I'm going to show you from the side. Stay where you are. Bring your hands to your jeans pockets, like the top of your butt. Push into your butt a little bit. Push your hips forward. Puff your chest up and look up a little bit. Nice little back bend. Just push here. Just stay in this nice back bend. I'm not even going to bring you deeper than this right now. All right, come back up to center. I'm going to do the other side for gate. So you're kneeling. You stretch your left leg out to the side, straight out to the left. Okay? Then you bring your arms overhead and you release your left arm onto your left leg and pull your right arm to the left, up and over. And if you want, you can bring your left arm up to meet it, but you don't have to. Come back to center. This time, release your right arm down to the ground, your left arm is raised, and you start stretching your left arm up and over to the right for a nice banana the other way. And you can bring that left arm to meet it if you want. All right, come back to center, drop your hands down, bring your knee in so you're kneeling again. This time when you're kneeling, open your knees a tiny bit wider. Open them a tiny bit wider. I'm going to show you from the side. We're going to again do camel, Ustrasana. So bring your hands like you're putting them in your jeans pockets, like you're wearing jeans. And from here, push your hips forward, puff your chest up, look up, and lean back a little bit. Nice little back bend here. If you want to take it a little bit further, and you know you can grab the tops of your heels with your hands, but make sure you're keeping your hips going forward and you're not just collapsing back. Heart is up. All right, exhale, bring that back to center. Sit back onto your knees, go into child's pose. Arms come out to the front, head comes to the mat. Nice little child's pose here. And we'll do a nice little rabbit to counteract that, because I love my rabbit. From child's pose, just push up a little bit with your hands, and then bring your head to your knees. Bring your head to your knees. And your forehead to your knees and the top of your head to the mat. Then bring your arms around behind you and grab your heels with your hands. Then, keeping your forehead on your knees, start to lift your butt up a little bit. Up, 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 as much as you can, while still keeping your forehead on your knees. Release your butt back onto your heels and roll yourself up from the bottom of your spine. Head is the last thing to lift. All right, we're gonna do a nice little reverse tabletop now. So turn over and get onto your butts. Make sure your knees are hips width distance again. Bring your hands overhead and pretend like you're pushing onto the ceiling, if there's a ceiling. Just pretend you're pushing so your hands are facing backwards, your fingers are facing behind you. Keeping that shape in your hands, bring everything down to the mat and bring your hands a little bit behind you. So remember, it's the same shape in your hands. So now that means your fingers will be pointed towards your heels. Bring them a little bit behind you because we're going to use them for support. So you've got they should be right under where your shoulders are. So not where your hips are, but where your shoulders are. And from here, bring your feet in a little bit closer to your butt, but not too close. There you go. Widen your hips, okay. Then start to push into your feet and lift your butt and lift your sacrum, lift your belly. Nice tabletop here, reverse tabletop. Yeah, push up, Ambrose, a little bit more. If you want, you can extend your legs out straight, but keep everything lifted. Keep your hips lifted.
Like this?
But you don't have to.
Is it like this?
All right, I'm gonna bend my knees back in. Release your butt to the ground. Come up and curl around your knees. Give yourself your knees a nice hug. All right, now we're gonna take one more back bend. So for you guys, you wanna do wheel? Okay, wait a second. So if you wanna do wheel, we can do wheel, but I'm gonna show bridge, because bridge is something everybody can do. So keeping your knees bent and your soles of your feet on the floor, roll back onto the mat. Off the mat, then your lower back until just your shoulders are resting on the mat, and of course your feet. From here, you could tuck your shoulders under a little bit if you want to get some more space to rise those hips up a little further.
Ooh, like this?
You can even clasp your hands under your butt and tuck your shoulders under a little bit more.
Mama, like this?
Hold on. I'll have to get up and see you. Let go of your hands. Let your shoulders untuck and roll down on your spine, one vertebra at a time. Roll up to a nice sit up and then curl yourself around the knees again so you're hugging your knees. All right, one more. Do you want to do wheel?
I'll go get you.
All right, if you want to do wheel,
I'll do bridge right now.
all right, we can take bridge again, which is what we just did, or you can take wheel. He's going to get his wheel. And wheel is essentially, can you guys take Right now, we don't have time. Okay, come back down to the mat. Roll everything back down. All right. Sit up and curl yourself around your knees. So good. All right, from here.
I got it.
I know, but we'll do it after. We'll do it after. Let your right leg come out in front of you. Keep your left leg bent, but let it flop open to the side. And then place the sole of your left foot on the inside of your right thigh. Janu Sirsasana, we're going to bend over that outstretched knee. So shift a little bit so you're facing your right outstretched leg. Arms come up overhead, and you reach over and try to grab that right foot. Flexing the right foot in towards your face, getting that nice stretch through your hamstring. Yeah.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. We're at the end now. All right, lift that back up, switch legs. Left leg comes out in front of you. Bend the right leg, flop it open. Sole of your right foot comes to the inside of your left thigh. Turn towards your left leg. Arms come overhead. Bend over and try to grab that left foot with flexing those left toes towards your face. You don't have to grab it. You can be, holding at your shin, on the mat near your shin, wherever your reach is.
My reach is there, but I don't know what.
That's beautiful. That's perfect. That's exactly where your reach is.
No.
All right, bring that back up to seated. Now stretch both feet out in front of you. Bring your arms overhead, and on your exhale, let yourself go forward a little bit, but keep your spine nice and long. Then bring your hands just outside where your kneecaps are, or maybe your shins, but have a nice long spine here. Then inhale a little bit and lengthen your spine, and exhale, walk your hands forward a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen your spine. A tiny bit more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tiny bit forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, little walk, little walk. Inhale, lengthen. Hold it. All right, bring it all up. All right, lie onto your backs. Lie onto your backs. Yep. And now bring your knees to your chest. We'll do wheel after. We're not going to do it during the class right now. Bring your knees to your chest and hug them in tight for Apanasana, wind removing pose. Hug them in tight. Yeah, nice hug around your knees. Nice hug around your knees. If you can, grab opposite elbow. You can grab opposite elbow. Good job, Ambrose. But try to keep your spine flat on the mat, including the back of your neck, the bottom of your spine. Pull it in tight. That feels so good, right? That's so good. Okay, now keeping your knees bent, tee your arms out to the side, tee them out onto the mat, and let your knees drop to the right. Both knees come together to the right. Both knees come together to the right. Let them drop to the right. Now you're in a nice twist. Try to lower that left shoulder towards the mat. Try to melt it down. Just let it rest on the mat or close to the mat.
Ow.
Feel that nice stretch through your side body. That's excellent, Ambrose.
Ow.
Just relax. Just relax. Just melt that shoulder down and relax.
Yellow and banana.
All right, bring your knees back to your chest. Hug them in, hug them in. Give them a nice squeeze. All right, tee your arms out to the side. Tee your arms out. Let your bent knees drop to the left side this time. The left side. The left side. Both knees are bent. They're together. And you try to keep your arms out to a T. Your spine is long. The back of your head is on the mat. I mean, you can look to one side, but you want to keep this rested on the mat. And you want to keep your right shoulder lowering into the mat. So you feel that nice stretch through your side body. So it's melting down. All right, so good. Bring your knees back to your chest. Hug them in. Hug them in tight. Hug them in tight. All right, and what you can do, keeping your knees into your chest, lower your head down. Open your knees up around your chest. Keep you laying down. Open them up around your chest, okay? Now, let your feet float up to the sky, keeping those knees bent. Now reach in between your legs and grab the outsides of your feet. Reach in between your legs and grab your feet for happy baby. Happy baby. So you're laying, your feet come to the ceiling, inside your legs, and then grab your feet and pull them down for a nice happy baby.
Happy.
Hold happy baby here. Flat on the mat. Pulling those feet down. Feeling that in your hip creases. All right, bring that back into Apanasana. So just again, hug your knees in at your chest. Hug your knees in your chest. Now rock back and forth 1 or 2 times until you can roll up seated. Roll up and find a seat. Okay? All right, from your seat, stick your legs out in front of you. Bend your right knee in. Pick up your right ankle and put it out on the outside of your left foot. Arms come up. Right arm comes behind your back. Left arm comes out on the outside of your right knee. And you push into a twist.
Mama,
Yeah.
we need to do it.
So you bring, good.
1 minute with baby.
All right, arms come overhead. Let that go. Legs come out straight. Bend your left knee. Pick up your left ankle to bring your left foot on the outside of your right knee. Arms come overhead. Right arm comes on the outside of your left knee and you push into it for a nice little twist. All right, undo that. Let it go. Roll down onto the mat. Roll down onto the mat. Now open up your feet so they're as wide as the mat. So they're a little bit wider than your shoulders. And then your arms come out above you, a little wider than your shoulders, about the R position. We call this pentacle. Pentacle. You know, like that man in the drawing, is it Da Vinci? I forget. So you're a nice pentacle. So this is going to be our Shavasana for today. Lay in this pentacle pose. Relax your shoulders down. Relax your hips down. Close your eyes. Tops of your hands are on the mat. Relax your fingertips. Relax at your ankles and your feet. Just let it go. Close your eyes, KK. Relax your shoulders.
Put this on.
All right, when you're ready, roll to your right side. Roll to your right side. Seated position. Come back into crisscross applesauce or sit on your knees, wherever you want to be, keeping your eyes closed. On your inhale, rise your arms over your head. Touch your palms together. Exhale, bring your hands to your third eye in between your eyebrows. Then bring them down to your heart. Inhale one more time, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands come down to third eye with your palms together.
Mama, look
Then
at
down in
me.
front of your heart. That's beautiful. Okay, we're going to try one sound of Om. So we're on our inhale together, and then our exhale will be the sound of Om, okay? So inhale. You can flutter your eyes open. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed the distraction that is Bo and how it really helps us focus on our meditation, then good for you. See you tomorrow at 4 p.m. and sorry about the phone dropping. Namaste.